inside to watch from the stands today?
Oh, my voice was this morning. I had the meeting this morning, and no point in doubling down. So it was good that they got a different voice at practice. I spoke up this morning in the meeting and had a good practice, so off to many and see if we can get our game back in order like we had it on the road.
What do you say to the guys at a morning meeting like that after something that is troubling as the night before?
Well, I think what the third period to me was just the accumulation. The score was appropriate, but that should have been the score after two. So we turned the puck over too many times in critical ice and paid for it. And we did a lot of watching in the D zone, and we didn't finish any checks one-on-one, and we paid for it in the third period. To me, we tried to stop the bleeding at the end of two, and we didn't get enough minutes in to start the third period before we got scored on bang, bang, bang. And it's disappointing because the goaltender was playing unbelievable, and you know, we kept feeding, we just kept feeding it, and eventually paid for it.
Ken, you obviously, you have a plan, and these guys are, expected to execute that plan. But do you feel that there maybe are some players that are?
I'm not getting into personnel. Look, we're in the same boat as teams like Colorado and many, where we can't seem to sustain 60 minutes over the course of long stretches, weeks at a time. Some teams can right now. Some teams are unable to keep up to the pace. The big thing for us was the pace. We went downhill with the pace instead of uphill, and that's exactly the opposite of what happened in the other two games. So I don't know if it's from the road trip or whatever, but we went down, and we started doing things that we did before the break. We started turning pucks over again, and we just finished playing two games where our puck management was exceptional, got better as the game went on, and our 5-on-5 play was very acceptable. But yesterday, 5-on-5, we were poor from the start. Right off the opening face-off, we were poor, and you're not going to win in the league at this time. We can't keep getting carried by the power play and then having the two critical elements of checking let us down, and that's what it's been doing far too much. So we addressed it today, and we'll see if we can get better at it tomorrow, because we've got a red-hot power play, and if we get on it, the feeling is we can score every time, but we got to get better 5-on-5 play, especially on puck management side.
When you pulled Cam last night, he went to the dressing room and didn't come back to the bench. There was about 14 minutes left in the game. Is that unusual, and did that bother you at all?
Not one bit. Not one bit. I'd be very disappointed if I was him too. He did everything he could to try to help us win the hockey game, and we gave up probably 10 bellers. I don't care. He's starting tomorrow, and he'll play tomorrow, and it's our turn to play for him.
Ken, you've been talking about many of the same things over the past month or so. Do you think enough of the guys are getting the message?
I think the message takes, in most cases, years, not days. So you want to come and ask me in 5 years, I'll let you know whether they're getting message. Now, most coaches don't last that long, but to me, you don't get this done in days. This is the accumulative effect of a lot of adversity that you go through before you learn your lessons. And we're in the middle of going through that. We're trying to speed up the process so we can get in the playoffs and get some more experience from that. But we got a ways to go, but we show flashes where we look like we can play with anybody, and then we revert back to old form, and we're trying to get rid of old form.
Just back to Cam, you said last night that you pulled him because you were wanting a break, sort of a timeout when you didn't have one. At the same time, goalies don't like being pulled. Can you just maybe discuss handling goalies and needing to handle the players, but also their strategy involved, and if that can be touchy sometimes? He seemed mad.
Well, good. I hope he is. I don't really care about that stuff, to be honest with you. What I care about is that we play for the goalie, and we did not play for the goalie, so we get another chance tomorrow. That's all I care about.
So, you know the pulse of this city, but when you see the fans chucking a jersey on the ice,
I'm not getting into that. He wants to throw it on, and that's his choice. He paid the money. That's up to them, but I'm not getting into that. I'm more worried about our team. I'm not getting into that.
It didn't, it wasn't a major factor in the game, but that goalie interference call seemed about as cut and dried as you're ever going to see. Did you get a look at it?
Yeah, we looked at it, and they argued that he had time to recover back to position. I don't know, but hard to argue. You get the response. We put it in. We thought we were 100% in making the call, and we we thought when they came back on it real quick that it was decisive that they were going to do that, but it wasn't.